Hello there. Welcome to our preview of the Online Fundraising Bootcamp and this limited launch special pricing deal we have going on. So let's just jump right into what we're going to be talking about here. First of all, I want to say that the bootcamp, the Online Fundraising Bootcamp we've created here is a course that is an accumulation of many, many years of thinking, planning, studying, and working with nonprofit clients, especially small, medium-sized clients. So we've really tried to cram as much information in there that we know is going to be useful to small, medium-sized nonprofits and professionals that work within there. So if you are watching this on the sales page, nonprofitrnd.com/bootcamp, then you'll be watching this video. If you're not on that page, if you're on YouTube or some other location you're watching this video, you can go to that URL to find out more about the bootcamp. So let's start with why did we actually create this course? Now it took us, all this time and we thought about it for all this time, but why did we actually create it? Well, there's a couple reasons why we did this. First of all is most small, medium-sized nonprofits can't really afford to hire those expensive consultants. They want to, they know that they need some extra help, but they can't really afford to bring in those outside consultants for any length of time. The other reason is one-on-one training is too expensive in order to learn the basics and get your online fundraising up and running. So even if you could afford to bring in a consultant, one-on-one training is a lot more expensive way to learn this. Another thing that I found is when we work with clients on a one-on-one basis, I found that I was teaching them the same information again and again. And every single new client that I'd sign up, I would have to teach the same sort of basic skills and background information just repeatedly. And it just really, to me, seemed like a waste of time and waste of money of the nonprofit organization. It was great that I was getting paid, but that's not what the goal of this is. The bottom line here is we're trying to save you time and money and get your online fundraising raising more money than you ever have in the past. So that's the reason we created it. Now to let you know a little bit about our background. Why should you listen to us? Who are we, and are we worth even listening to? I'll start with myself. I'm Richard Dietz. I am the founder of Nonprofit R&D, which is a firm that specializes in technology training and resources for nonprofit professionals. I've been working in the nonprofit sector pretty much my entire career. As an undergraduate at UCLA, I got involved in a mentoring organization and became one of the leaders of that organization while I was an undergrad, and pretty much got sucked into the nonprofit world from there. So I actually went on to get a master's in social welfare. So I'm a social worker by trade and kind of came to technology the way many nonprofit folks come to technology. I happen to know more tech stuff than anyone else at the nonprofit I was working at, so I became the tech guy. And as I started doing that more and more, I realized I really liked it. I had a knack for it, and I had a really good ability in order to relay that information to the nonprofit folks that I was working with. And so I decided to take that full time and start working with nonprofits in a technology capacity. And I've worked with some of the big players in the market, Sage Nonprofit, Convio, which is now, of course, merged with Blackbaud, as well as a startup here in Austin called Kimbia. So that's a little bit about me. I do most of the talking on the videos, and I do all of the technical work, so the web development and kind of the more tech aspects, online video, all of that on the site, and you will hear me talking on most of the videos. Now, the other person we have involved is Stephanie Searles. And Stephanie is a grant writer and nonprofit consultant by trade as well. She is trained as an attorney. She has a JD from the University of Illinois School of Law, as well as a master's in public administration with an emphasis in nonprofit management from the Maxwell School at Syracuse University. And she is a fabulous writer. As I mentioned, she's been doing grant writing work for a long time. And she does most of the writing and more analytical work within the bootcamp as well as on nonprofit R&D. So if you see any sort of written content, that was either written or edited heavily by Stephanie, as my writing sometimes needs some heavy edits. So Stephanie will cover most of that. So a little bit more about Stephanie. As I mentioned, she is a grant writer, and she has secured millions of dollars in grant funding for her clients, as well as authored publications and other entrepreneurial fundraising resources. Like I said, writing, it really is her background. She's also served as an evaluator coordinator on grant projects as well. So she kind of has that unique perspective there. So, and actually we have some other courses coming up soon that Stephanie will be helping with on those. So be on the lookout for those. So that's the individuals involved. The company is nonprofit R&D, and we basically are dedicated to helping small, medium-sized, or emerging nonprofits to better utilize technology. And our goal really is to get you to teach you to do it yourself, so you don't always have to bring in a consultant in order to get your projects completed. We use the teach a man to fish model or strategy. So we want to teach you how to do it so that you could go on and start doing it on your own and kind of save that money for other projects or other tasks. So that's who nonprofit R&D is. So let's get into now why you're probably watching this video in the first place, and that's what is included. What is the Online Fundraising Bootcamp all about? So in order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and just jump right over to the Bootcamp website. If you go to the Bootcamp website, nonprofitrd.com/bootcamp, you'll be taken to a login screen. Once you're a member, you'll be able to enter your username and password into that. If you're not a member, you'll be able to read a little bit more about the sales page down below and decide if you would like to join or not. But we're going to go ahead and log in here. So once you join, you will get your own username and login. And I log in, and I'll get taken to what's called the welcome screen. And that welcomes folks into the boot camp there. And there's a picture of myself. So if you wanted to, again, to know what I look like, there it is. And as you can see, we can then jump over to, you can see up at the top here, we have all of the modules within the boot camp, as well as a link for the support or to learn more about us and the services. But let's go ahead and jump over to the dashboard right now, just to show you kind of what is included within the boot camp. Up here, it's just labeled Module 1, Module 2. But down the left navigation now, we can see what all the modules are. So it starts with the pre-training module. Now the pre-training module is a bunch of videos that we created to kind of set up what you're about to learn in the boot camp. As we kind of beta tested this boot camp and classroom with some folks, they thought there was too many videos in module 1. So we broke some of those out and put them in pre-training. You don't have to watch these in order to get everything you need out of the Online Fundraising Bootcamp, but we do think it's important to go in there and read them, especially the Why Online Fundraising video. That is one that can really help you to convince others at your organization about why online fundraising is important. So if you have anyone that maybe needs a little more convincing there, you can do that. So that's the pre-training. Then we jump right into Module 1, and Module 1 is the introduction. We talk about the structure of the boot camp, and we talk about the tools that you need in order to run online fundraising campaign. We start with the foundational tools, which are the basic tools you need, as well as some more advanced tools and our recommendations of that. Module 2, we jump into what I think is one of the most important things about when you're doing online fundraising, and that is fundraising campaigns. We talk about what is a fundraising campaign, why they're important, and then we also go into a whole planning phase of how to create your first true fundraising campaign. And we walk you through it step by step using the videos. In fact, we're going to go in and look at a sample lesson here in a moment. We also have a downloadable workbook that gives you some email templates and email examples and samples that you can use, so it really helps you get off the white page. We then jump into Module 3, which is all about strategies and tactics. So once you have your fundraising campaign built, how do you get the word out about it? How do you convince people to actually take out their credit card and make that donation? And we cover everything in here from thank you messages, contextual landing pages, email marketing, donor engagement, peer-to-peer fundraising, which can be a great way to not only increase your dollars raised, but to increase awareness and increase the number of donors that you have. So we're big fans of peer-to-peer fundraising. You'll learn more about that there, as well as online video. And we finish in Module 4 with testing and ROI. And that is basically, if you don't test or measure what you're doing, you have no idea whether it's working or not, so you're flying blind. So we kind of walk you through how to do some of that testing and measurement to make sure what you're doing is working. If it's not working, try something new. If it is working, do more of that. So that's kind of the overall plan and structure of the boot camp. Right now what I'm doing is I'm going to jump into one of the lessons just to show you what that looks like. So let's go to, say, fundraise campaign planning. I think that's a good one to go and look at. Now, each of the lessons that you can see on the left is going to have its own page, and each of the lesson pages follows a very similar structure. We give you a quick introduction, and then we have a video. You click play on the video, and you'll get to watch us teach you about whatever this topic is. We try to keep the videos between 10 and 15 minutes. Some of them go up to 20 minutes, some of them are maybe 8 minutes, but we try and keep them in that 10 to 15 minute range. We think that's a good length to kind of keep you interested. We try and make our point, and then you can kind of move on to the next actions. So we don't make them really long, so you don't have to sit there for an hour. It doesn't take your whole lunch break in order to just, to watch a simple video. So once you've watched the video, the next section we have is the downloads and resources. And this is where we will list any links that we talked about in the videos, and we'll also give you sort of some downloadable documents or resources. In this one is where you can download the fundraising campaign workbook. All you do is click on the link there, and it's going to open up a new tab with the fundraising campaign workbook. And basically this workbook is really the meat of this entire, especially module 2. And we basically walk you through everything there is to do with a fundraising campaign. From the planning stages, we give you email templates to kind of get you off that white page. We kind of give you some ideas of what to say in those emails as you're asking folks for money and building that campaign. We also give you a sample campaign. So we created a fictional organization called Food for Thought, and we kind of fill out all of the emails and templates using this fictional organization. Again, Stephanie wrote those. She is the writer, as we talked about earlier. And we hope that that gives you just kind of some background and kind of a better idea of how these emails should be looking. So this entire document can be downloaded and printed out for your use, and we think it's a really big help for going through it. Other resources in this lesson, examples, is we have the campaign planning worksheet that you can download as a PDF. We also have the campaign planning worksheet as a Word document. And that way you can start typing directly on them. You don't have to start from scratch. So you open it up in Word, and you can start typing your emails and your answers to the campaign planning worksheet. So that's an example of what we'd have in the download and resources section. And then every lesson follows with action steps. And we know that you're not going to raise any money online through online fundraising if you don't actually take action, if you don't actually do something. And so we've provided action steps for every single lesson. What do you need to do? So this one, you need to download and print the resources, you need to watch the video, and then you need to start brainstorming your research phrase and complete the campaign planning worksheet. So it kind of gives you what you actually need to do there. Below that on every lesson is a place to leave comments, or even better is ask questions. If there was something that wasn't clear in one of the lessons, you can go ahead here and type out a question, and we'll respond to those, and then everybody will get the benefit of you asking that question. So we're hoping that becomes sort of an interactive way for us to answer questions and kind of help people out, because if you have the question, there's others that probably have that question as well. In addition, if you don't want to ask a question publicly, so you don't want it to comment on it and have it on the page here, you can also come up to the top navigation and click on the support button, and that's going to take you to a private contact us form. So this will go directly to us, and we can answer you on a one-to-one basis if you don't want your question to be public. You can also call us or just email us directly there, either way. We really want to help you and help you succeed with the online fundraising bootcamp. So we think it's really important that you reach out to us if you get stuck. So that's basically what the back end of the Online Fundraising Bootcamp looks like. And the last thing I'd like to do is just highlight a couple things on the sales page. Hopefully that's the page that you're on right now, watching this video right here. And a couple things I want to highlight. If you want to learn more about the bootcamp, you can read through the sales page. We have some nice testimonials from some folks who have gone through the bootcamp and kind of what they had to say about it. We figure it'd be nice for you to hear it in their words instead of just listening to us saying that it's a great course. We have the modules listed out here, so you can have a refresher of what is included within the Online Fundraising Bootcamp. Then we also give you kind of an idea of what are, more detail about what's included, what are the benefits. There's over 30 video lessons. We've broken them down so they're easy to digest. We give you action steps. We also give you private email address, that support forum email address that we gave you up there, that's for bootcamp members to email us and ask us questions, and we really are here to help you. We're also going to do private invitation only webinars with bootcamp members. So these are going to be webinars that only bootcamp members can attend, and we're going to go more in depth into topics that maybe you want us to cover more in there. And we're going to be taking suggestions from the bootcamp members. So if there's a topic you want to see covered, let us know and we'll add that to the webinar schedule, and those webinars will then be added to the bootcamp. Also important to note, once you join the bootcamp, you get free updates for as long as the bootcamp is in existence, so hopefully life. And so as we add new videos and new lessons, we've already added some lessons since we first published it, you automatically get those new lessons. So as I mentioned, we're having a limited launch special right now. It's only $47. This is less than half of our hourly rate. So if you hired us for 1 hour to come in, you would pay double this easily. If you had us do a training that covered all of the content in here, it would probably be upwards near $800 to $1,000 to do that. So the Online Fundraising Bootcamp, $47. And of course, we have a 60-day, 100% money back guarantee. If for any reason the bootcamp is not for you, you find you're not learning what you need to learn, or you don't think that it's a value of at least $47, we will refund your money right away. You just email us or give us a call, and we will send the money right back to you. We don't want anyone in the bootcamp that's not happy to be there. We think it's a great product. We know that people are a little nervous buying things online, so we just want to let you know that you have that 100% money back guarantee. So at that point, we ask you to scroll on down to the bottom and go ahead and hit that add to cart button. When you do, you'll get taken over to PayPal, and you can pay right there using a PayPal account or a credit card. You don't have to have a PayPal account in order to join. You can click this button right down here, don't have PayPal, and you'll be able to join right away. As soon as you pay, you'll be taken to a registration screen, and you will be logged in and watching your first lesson within 3 minutes. So we really hope that you join us in the Online Fundraising Bootcamp. And if you have any questions about the bootcamp or anything on this page or on this sales page, just let us know. You can email us at info@nonprofit rd.com, or just call us on the phone number at the bottom of the screen here. We'd love to chat with you, and look forward to seeing you on the inside of the bootcamp.